Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday, which I don't usually do a flow for. So I had a little light work schedule this week, and I thought maybe I'd include an extra practice to practice with you and to give you a little time, get a little presence, a little slow down, a little breathing, a little movement, and a little grounding. So I invite you to come to your mat. We can start laying on our back. And just start to sprawl out. Let your feet go to the edges of your mat. Really open your legs wide. Let your toes fall outward. Maybe pick up your head and shoulders and then relax them down. Trying to connect those shoulder blades, your whole entire upper back to the mat. And let your arms fall where they feel good. Maybe a cactus or a T. Or maybe they feel good down by your sides. Hands can go down for grounding. If you feel like you need a little mindfulness, a little grounding for yourself, or hands can go up to receive some energy for the rest of your day. So, all different options here. Take whatever feels right for you today. And I invite you to close down your eyes. Try to leave everything that you were doing, everything that you were planning or thinking outside of the room today, off your yoga mat, and just bring yourself here. Start to pay attention to your breaths. Maybe feeling the rise and fall of your chest, the rise and fall of your belly. And then start to feel each part of your body getting a little heavier. Right? Nothing's being contracted. You're not holding anything. Let the ground do all the work for you here. Just take a second to see how that feels. Noticing the heels pressing into the ground a little bit more. The backs of the legs. Your lower back, your sit bones. Your upper back, your shoulders, and your arms, all getting nice and heavy. And start to bring your mind here. Try to exclude all thoughts of everything else and just focus on your breath work, focus you being on your mat, focus the room that you're in. And together, let's take 2 nice deep breaths in through our nose and then out through our mouths. So nice big belly breath in, take a big breath. All the way up to the crown of your head, and then exhale it out. Letting that exhale last a little bit longer than your inhales. 1 more breath in, inhale the breath through from the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest, through the throat, all the way up to the crown of the head. Feel the chest rise, and then exhale it out. The breath drops back down towards the belly, maybe out to the legs and to the toes. Take a few more on your own. When you're ready, I invite you to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bring a little life back into your body. Maybe roll out your hands, roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles, get some movement in your feet or your toes. Maybe drop your head from side to side. And let's start with a full body stretch. So zip those legs together at the top of your mat. Arms come all the way behind you overhead. Hands to touch, toes to touch, and then take a big stretch all the way from your toes, through your legs, through your core, through your shoulders, hug your head with your elbows, and then maybe tighten your butt muscles underneath you. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, release it. Good. Let's grab opposite elbows overhead. Let's walk our feet all the way to the left side of our mat. Once we're there, let's cross that right leg over the left. Option to stay here for this side stretch. To intensify it, pick the upper body up and arc it over to the left side of your mat. Maybe gaze comes under your right armpit. Starting to get some movement here in our spine. Just slowly warming up the body a little. Upper body comes back first. Walk your feet towards the center of your mat. Maybe switch elbows here. And then feet walk all the way over to the right side of the mat. Once you're there, cross that left foot over the right. Option to stay here or option to intensify. Arc that upper body over to the right side of the mat. Maybe gaze comes under the left armpit. Upper body returns. Walk the feet back to the center of the mat. Release the arms down at your sides. Let's walk the knees into the center of the mat. Walk the feet into the center of the mat. And then heel toe your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Hands can stay down or hands can come to a cactus or a T. We're going to get a little stretch in our hips. We're going to warm them up a little bit. So take an inhale. On the exhale, drop the knees all the way to the left. Good. We're going to switch to the other side, but we're going to raise the right leg first, all the way up to the sky. And then once you can't go anymore, then bring your left knee over to the right. Let's do about 5 of these to your own breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, right knee first, followed by the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale that left knee up, and then right knee follows over to the left. Inhale, right knee up, and drop it down. Inhale, left knee up, and drop it to the left. Last one here. Right knee raises on the inhale, and left knee follows all the way to the right. Inhale back up to center. Heel toe your feet in towards each other. Let's take a hug in with the knees. Maybe raising your head and shoulders off the mat. Maybe bringing your arms around your shins. Giving yourself a nice big hug here. Finding some rock side to side. Massaging the lower back. And let's engage the core a little bit. So keep those knees bent. Legs are going to be parallel to the floor. Arms can come up facing the ceiling. And we're going to alternate hand and foot. So take an inhale, look up. On the exhale, drop that left toe to the mat, and then right arm extends back. And then bring it back. And then the right and the left hand. Taking a few. Starting to warm up the core a little bit. Like a happy dead bug, right? Notice that core engagement as you extend out. Keep breathing. Go at your own pace, to your own breath. Good. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. And then open up the knees towards the armpits. Hands can come to your kneecaps or your shins, wherever it feels good. And then take some rocks side to side here. Focusing on any area that you might need a little attention in, right? It's the right side always for me for some reason. And just give it a little massage. So rock a little bit, 1 or 2 inches in that area and rub it out. Good, let's find an early modified happy baby here. So option for you is to stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch in your hips. Or option can be to raise the feet up so they're parallel to the sky. Hands can come to your shins if that feels good, or hands can come to the bottoms of your feet. Now it's a little early on in the practice, so go at your own pace, right? Listen to your body. If it feels too much, then stay here. Or stay with your knees and towards your armpits. So hands are underneath the feet. Feet are pushing into the sky and towards the sky, so your lower back is connected on the mat. Two more breaths here. Without flinging your feet, release the grasp of your feet. Hug the knees in towards your chest. This time hands come underneath the thighs. Let's take a few rocks, the length of our mat from the front to the back. It can be 4 of them, it can be 8 of them, it can be 10 of them, whatever feels good for you today. And if you round your spine a little bit, you can roll towards your neck. If it's your upper back that needs a little bit more massaging than your lower one. Taking your time here, seeing if we can land in our high boat pose. So feel free to keep it supported, chest nice and tall, open the shoulders up, legs towards the front of the room. Hands can support you underneath your thighs, or if you want to, challenge yourself, hands come to the front of the room. And let's lower down to low boat, and back up. And low boat, and back up, and low boat, and back up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Maybe see if you can straighten out your legs. You got it. And then release yourself down. Come to an easy cross-legged seat. Doesn't matter which leg is in front of the other. We're just going to move our spine in several different directions here. So let's warm up our back, shall we? Let's inhale the arms all the way up to the sky. Gaze up. Back is nice and tall, nice and straight. On an exhale, right hand plant, left hand comes up and over. Trying not to collapse on the right side. So you can use your fingertips to push your left sit bone into the mat, elongate on the right side, and then gaze comes underneath the left armpit. Let's inhale up, create some space. Exhale, take that bend again. Maybe walking your fingertips out a little bit, really intensifying that side stretch on the left. And left hand returns down. Inhale the arms all the way to the sky, gaze up. On the exhale, left hand plants this time, right arm up and over. Using your fingertips again to push that right sit bone into the mat. Trying not to collapse on the left side, so nice and tall. Like somebody's taking, has you hooked right here and is pulling you from a string, so you want it nice and upright. Let's inhale up, create some space. On an exhale, take that side bend to the left again, maybe this time walking your fingertips out to the left a little bit more. And gaze can come under your right armpit. Right hand returns down. Let's inhale the arms up. On an exhale, cactus the arms. So open the chest, open the shoulders, drop them away from your ears and tuck those elbows towards your rib cage. Good. Inhale back up. This time twist to the right. So left hand comes to right knee, right hand comes behind you, sitting up nice and tall, taking that twist, twisting out the toxins here. Gaze can come over your right shoulder. Then unravel yourself back to center. Inhale the arms all the way up to the sky. Find your cactus. Exhale it out. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes to left knee, left hand behind you. You can kind of use that knee as a torque, right? So sit up nice and tall, back is nice and straight, and then twist to the left. Maybe gaze comes over the left shoulder. And then come back to center. Let's roll over our legs and find our tabletop pose. So push the ground away. Try not to let the chest sink. Push the ground away. Fingertips bent, nice and strong. Weight is in your wrist and your fingers. Knees are underneath your hips, about hip distance apart. Option to tuck the toes or leave them flat, whatever feels more natural for you. Let's take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, let the chest fall a little bit. And then push the ground away. Find your cat back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Taking either traditional cat-cows, we're gonna do about 3 breaths here, or dancing it out. I find that movement makes me feel better in these poses. So cat back for me. And then raise myself to a cow back. Or slight movements with the hips. Exhale, cat back, maybe slight movements with the shoulders. Last one here. Good, return to a neutral tabletop. Let's inhale that left leg all the way to the back of the room, nice and strong. Right, feeling the muscle behind your knee. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, hug it in, knee to nose. Inhale it out. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. And then drop it all the way over to the right side of your mat. Take a gaze at it first. Stretch out that hip. Good. Option 2, raise the opposite hand. See if you can steady yourself, balance a little bit. And you can keep that foot planted or you can elevate it, test your balance. Good, if you're elevated, drop the foot first. Right hand meets the left. Elongate that left leg all the way out. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, left knee comes to meet the right. Good, shake the hips out a little bit. Good, neutral tabletop. Take an inhale, right leg goes all the way to the back of the room, pushing through the heel. Hips are square to the mat. And then exhale, hug it in, knee to nose. Try to kiss it. Inhale it out. And exhale it in. Inhale it out. And exhale it in. Last one. Really strong leg. Really push through that heel. Feel the muscle behind your knee. And then drop that right foot all the way over to the left. Maybe take a gaze at it. stay here, or option to raise the opposite arm, extend it to the front of the room. Testing your balance. Option to also raise and elevate that leg. Right, engaging the core here. And if your foot is elevated, release it down. Left hand plants to meet the right. Inhale that right leg all the way to the back of the room again. And then exhale, right knee's gonna meet the left. Come up on your knees and shake those hips out. Good, untuck the toes. Left hand plants in the center of your mat. Get nice and strong in that left shoulder. Inhale, right arm all the way up to the sky. And let's find some circles here. So circle that right arm to the back of the room. Nice and slow. And then the opposite direction. The right hand comes down. Let's take one cat-cow to reset. The right hand's gonna plant this time. Get nice and strong. Push the ground away. Left arm all the way up to the sky. And find those same arm circles towards the back of the room. And then towards the front. And then left hand meets the right. Good, let's tuck the toes. Bend the fingertips so you put weight in the wrist and the fingers. Send the shoulders past the wrist. Drop the chin and the chest to hover. Hips are gonna stay high. And then slither forward. Hands come out wider than your mat. A little bit in front of it also. Relax your third eye on the mat for a second. Maybe take a few rocks side to side. Massage your third eye. Reconnect with your breath. On an inhale, raise yourself up. Find your tented cobra. Peel your belly button off the mat. Exhale it down. Third eye connects. Inhale back up. Exhale it down. Last one. Inhale it up. Peel the pelvis off the mat. Right. And exhale it down. Hands plant under the shoulders. Push yourself up into your tabletop. Let's find our child's pose. So open those knees wider than your hips. Big toes to touch. Send the sit bones back onto your heels. Maybe using your fingertips as leverage to push your sit bones into your heels. So stretch out that back. Good option to relax the elbows onto the mat, the forearms planted on the mat, or option to keep them elevated, making it an active child's pose. Raise yourself up. Come to your tabletop. Let's tuck the toes. Hover the knees a little bit. And set them down. Hover the knees. And set them down. Last one. Hover the knees. And this time send those hips back and up. Coming to our first down dog. So make some adjustments here. Let's check our alignment. So let's roll into high plank. Right index fingers are parallel to each other. Feet are about a fist and a half apart. And then flip it to your down dog. That should feel more natural for you. Option to walk it out here. Taking your time. Pedaling out one foot at a time. Stretching out the back of the legs. Let's inhale that left leg up to the sky. On an exhale, drop it down behind your right heel, kind of like your big toe and the toe next to it are straddling your heel. And let's inhale up. Go gently here, exhale down, stretching out that right Achilles. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one, inhale up, Exhale down. Inhale that left leg all the way up to the sky. And then tiger curl on the exhale. Roll the shoulders up past the wrists. Let's plant the left foot down. Good. Relax the right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Arms circle to the front of the room, finding your crescent lunge here. Good. Watch your alignment so left knee doesn't go past your left toes. Sink into the left hip. Let's inhale the hands all the way up to the sky. On an exhale, take a little side bend. Really feeling it right here in your right hip flexor. And then frame out the left foot. Let's tuck the right toes, raise the right knee up. Plant the hands, send that left foot all the way back up. Maybe bringing a bend in the knee, opening up the hip a little bit. If you're going to do that, make sure your shoulders stay square to the mat. And then the left foot's going to come down and meet the right. Good. Let's option to take a vinyasa here. So roll into your high plank. Lower yourself halfway, tuck the elbows, and then find any cobra of your choice, any back bend, meeting in our downward facing dog. Let's take a breath together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. One more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale it out through your mouth. Good. Inhale, right leg all the way up to the sky. On the exhale, drop the right toes behind the left heel. Kind of straddle your heel in between the big toe and the other one. Inhale, up on your left tip toes. Exhale, release the heel down. Inhale up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale that right leg all the way up to the sky again. And then exhale, tiger curl, roll forward. Right foot plants in between your hands. Release the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Maybe walk your right foot out a little bit. Arms are going to circle towards the front of the room and then up. Finding your crescent lunge here. Big inhale. Exhale, right hand to right hip, left arm up and over. Good. Frame out the right foot. Tuck the left toes, raise the left knee up. Hands are going to plant. Send that right foot all the way back and up. Option to bring a bend into the hip. Bend into the knee. Open up the right hip a little bit. And then right foot's going to plant to meet the left. Option to take a vinyasa or flow here. So roll into your high plank. Option to bring the knees down too in your plank. Whatever feels right. Meeting in our down dog. Good. Big bend in the knees. Gaze towards the hands. Let's hop, step, or walk. Take an inhale, halfway lift when you arrive. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Taking a second here. Dragging the hands side to side. Let those fingertips graze your mat. And then gently rolling up with a big bend in the knees. As slow as you can go. And once you're there, crown of the head is the last to lift. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the sky. Hips forward, slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana mountain pose. Good, let's go through a few of these to get us heated up. Circle the arms up, inhale. Exhale, arms at your side, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands plant, right foot goes back, left foot goes back. Find your plank, lower yourself down. Find your cobra. And downward facing dog. Chest toward your thighs, armpits toward your thighs. Gaze in between your legs. Big bend in the knees, gaze to the hands, hop, step, or walk. Once you're there, take an inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana, mountain pose. Circle the arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. Take an inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Hands plant, right foot goes back, left foot goes back. Find your plank, take your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Good. Big bend in the knees, gaze to the hands, hop, step, or tiptoe your way up. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back, exhale, fold. Root to rise, big bend, inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the sky, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking a second here, let's drop our chin towards our chest. Good, letting those shoulders fall away from our ears. Open the shoulders up. And then let's drop it to the right. Drop it back center. And drop it to the left. And drop it back center. Inhale, gaze up. Let the head fall back. Drop the head to the right. And back to center. Drop it to the left. And back to center. Inhale, gaze forward. Let it out. Good, hands can stay where they are at mountain pose, or hands can come to heart space if that feels better for you. Finding your balance here, so let's get nice and strong in our right foot. And when you're ready, inhale that left knee up to your chest. Good, nice and strong. Focus on something that's not moving in front of you. Let's see if we can straighten that left leg out. Good, inhale it back up to your chest. On the exhale, let's send that foot all the way to the back of the mat. Beautiful, once you're there, let's spin that heel so the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Adjust your stance a little bit. Cartwheeling, open the arms to your warrior two pose. Good, so tuck the tailbone, tuck the belly. Shouldn't be leaning forward, nice and on top of your hips. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Gaze can come over your right middle finger. Sink a little deeper. Let's find our extended side angle. So that right arm can come to your right thigh. Option to stay here, open the chest up to the left. Left shoulder is going to roll open. Option to take a bind here by bringing that left arm behind your back into your right pocket. Gazing up at the sky, rolling open the left shoulder. If you're in a bind, release the hand back up to create your space. Then ground down into your feet, get strong, find your warrior two again. And then straighten that front leg. Let's inhale, lean a little forward, finding our peaceful triangle. So flip that right hand, left arm comes down the left leg. Gaze comes underneath the right armpit. Remembering to breathe. And then raise yourself back up using your core. Inhale the hips to the back of the room. Upper body towards the front. Let's drop that right hand to where it feels good. A block, your leg, the mat, and then open the chest up towards the left. Coming to our triangle pose. we're trying to fit between two panes of glass here. Good. Walk the hands to the left side of your mat. Toes out, heels in. Keep a bend in the knees. Raise yourself up first. Let's inhale, 5-point star pose. Exhale, sink down to your goddess. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the belly. We're not twerking, right? Not at the club. Maybe sink a little deeper. Let's see if we can raise the right heels. And lower it down. Raise the left. And lower it down. Raise the right. And lower it down. Raise the left, last one. Lower it down. Inhale, 5-point star. Feet parallel to the edges of your mat. Take a nice forward fold. Exhale, swan leg down. Good. Weight is in your heels. Option to grab opposite elbows here. Take some nice sways in this wide-legged fold. Release the elbows if you have them. Fingertips plant underneath your nose. Cartwheel. Walk your hands all the way to the top of the mat. Plant the hands. Right foot's going to go all the way back and up. Maybe bring a bend into that knee. Take some knee circles if that feels good. Stretching out that hip in one direction and then the other. And let's inhale that right leg all the way to the sky. Exhale, tiger curl it in. Inhale it out. Exhale, tiger curl it in. Inhale it out. And then right foot's going to meet the left. Good, let's go right to the other side. Big bend in the knees. Come to your tiptoes. Gaze to your hands. Hop, step, or walk your way up. Once you're there, take an inhale, halfway lift. Create your space. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Circle the arms all the way to the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart space. Tadasana mountain pose. Taking a second to check in. Nice and strong in your mountain pose. Good. Let's put the weight into our left side this time. Once you're ready, inhale, right knee all the way up to your chest. You got this. Can you straighten out your right leg? Inhale it back up. On the exhale, bring a bend into the left knee. Send that right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Take a second. Once you feel grounded, spin that right heel so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Adjust your stance. Once you're there, cartwheel, open the arms, finding your warrior two. Same thing here, check your alignment. Make sure that left knee is not collapsing in, so put the weight into the outside of your left foot. Shoulders over the hips. Arms wide, pinching the shoulder blades together. And gaze comes over the left middle finger. See if we can sink into that left knee a little more. And let's find our extended side angle. Left arm's going to come to that left thigh. Right arm's going to go all the way up to the sky. Open the chest to the right. Right shoulder opens. Option to stay here. Option for that bind. Bring your right hand behind you. Wrap it into your left pocket. Each shoulder may feel a little different, so you might not want to do a bind on both sides, which is totally okay. If you're in the bind, come out of it. Raise that right arm all the way up to the sky. Create some space for yourself. Ground down using your core. Find your warrior two for 1 second. And then straighten that front leg. Peaceful triangle. Let's inhale, lean a little forward. Flip that left hand. Right arm comes down your right leg. Left arm up and over. Gaze can come under your left armpit. And then raise yourself back up. Arms out to your sides. Inhale, hips to the back of the room. Upper body towards the front. Left hand falls to a block, your shin, the mat, whatever feels good. And then peel open to the right side of your mat. Right arm raises. Find your breath. Release the right hand down. Walk your fingertips to the right side of your mat this time. Toes out, heels in, big bend in the knees, gently roll up. I've lost my bum again. Good, 5-point stance. Inhale, lengthen everything out. Exhale, sink and find your goddess. Nice and strong, weight is in your heels.